Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Putri Syazanani Firzana, supervised by Dr. Rani Shahruddin. Today I will present about my final year project titled A Review on Carbon Content and Biomass Estimation of Peat Forest in Malaysia. For introduction, there are two problems why I want to do this research. First, because the existing information about carbon content and biomass estimation of peat forests in Malaysia are not well organized. Second, because the reduction of peat forests leads to the increase of carbon concentration in the atmosphere. So by doing this study, like information of peat forests, carbon content and biomass estimation will be filled in by conducting this study. And the second one, the information from this study will increase public awareness on the importance of peat forests. There are two objectives in this research. First, to compile research on carbon content and biomass estimation of peat forests in Malaysia from available published articles, and the second one, to identify ways to conserve peat forests from reduction that has been done. For methodology, for now, I'm doing my thesis writing, which will be submitted on the end of June. There are two methods to estimate biomass and carbon content in peat forests. So first is allometric equations and second one is remote sensing. These two methods are the most commonly used in most of the published articles that have been collected. Here is the results of objective 1. So the figure 1 shows average of above ground biomass of Malaysia's peat forest. As we can see, Sarawak has the highest above ground biomass, followed by Peninsula Malaysia and Sabah. And then the second one, the figure 2 shows average of above ground carbon content of Malaysia's peat forest. As we can see, here also Sarawak shows the highest above ground carbon content, followed by Peninsula Malaysia and Sabah. Next, figure 3 shows the average below ground biomass of Malaysia's peat forest. As you can see, still Sarawak has the highest below ground biomass, ton per hectare, and then followed by Peninsula Malaysia and Sabah. But here we can see below ground biomass is slightly lower compared to above ground biomass. And then figure 4 shows the average of below ground carbon content of Malaysia's peat forest. Obviously, we can see here below ground carbon content is lower compared to above ground carbon content, and also here Sarawak is shows the highest below ground carbon content, and then followed by Peninsula Malaysia and Sabah. And the last figure 5 shows the average of total carbon content and biomass estimation of peat forests in Malaysia. Here also we can see Sarawak has the highest total carbon content and biomass estimation compared to the other states. So these results have also proved that Sarawak has the largest peat forest cover in Malaysia. So this is the discussion for my objective 1. Sarawak has the highest carbon content and biomass estimation in peat forest compared to Peninsula Malaysia and Sabah. It may be results due to peat forest area in Sarawak is larger than Peninsula Malaysia and Sabah. Next, the mean values of above ground biomass and below ground biomass in Malaysia were 164.69 ton per hectare and 45.88 ton per hectare respectively. The above ground stores more carbon, which is 66.90 ton carbon per hectare, than below ground biomass, which is 22.30 ton carbon per hectare. And the data on peat forest biomass and carbon content in Peninsula Malaysia, which is Johor and Terengganu, were not found. Lack of studies in both states showed that interest in carbon content and biomass estimation for small peat cover was very little. Now we move on to the next results for objective 2. Table 1 shows the conservation efforts established by different organizations. So basically, I've been compiled some conservation efforts that has been established, and I categorize the conservation efforts based on the government that involved in this project. Figure 6 shows the percentage of projects established in conserving Malaysia's peat forests. As you can see, non-governmental organizations has the highest contribution other than government organizations and also community. Discussion for objective 2. Conservation of peatstone forests in Malaysia involving many stakeholders and organizations. This study shows that the organizations that contribute a lot in the conservation of peatstone forests are non-governmental organizations. This may be due to the involvement of international organizations interested in peatstone forestation. And then communities living near peatstone forests show more concern to peatstone forests than communities living far from peatstone forests because they use peatstone forest services the least. Here I can conclude from the review of available information, it is shown that peatstone forest plays an important role as an effective carbon sink, and peatstone forest conservation is important and needs to be done. Further research must be done to add more data on peatstone forest carbon content and biomass estimation, especially for below ground data. Researchers should also consider areas that are less studied, such as peatstone forest in Terengganu and Johor. Last but not least, this is the references that I've been used to prepare the slides. Thank you very much for listening.